Hey guys, it's Maxie here, and welcome to another TEW video. We've had some interesting news in the last episode if you joined us. Roman Reigns is leaving. He has accepted a better offer from New Japan Pro Wrestling, so we have got 2 weeks left of Roman Reigns before he departs for Japan. So, it makes it very interesting. Going into, of course, our Smackdown exclusive pay-per-view, which is Judgement Day, and of course potential implications going forward for storylines with Money in the Bank not far off in the month of June. So we'll dive straight into the show. As always, any comments on the series are deeply appreciated. Likes, shares, subscriptions, all that jazz. Let me know how you feel about the wrestling industry right now. If you're happy with what you're seeing, is WWE frustrating you, stuff you're looking forward to in the summer months, and just generally how your TW saves are going. And if you did end up downloading the data that was on the Backlash episode, let me know how you booked the company from your perspective. But anyway, let's crack on. 59,326 at the Soldier Field. We are on the WWE network because we had the pay-per-view last week for Raw, which was on our pay-per-view providers. We start the show with my user character, Shane McMahon, trading some words in the ring with Roman Reigns. Both guys are baby faces, but we have a very CM Punk 2011 type thing where it's like, is Roman Reigns going to leave as the World Heavyweight Championship champion? Is he going to take that belt with him to New Japan? And we don't see that again. So Shane just saying, Roman, we got to get that title belt off you. Roman says, ain't nobody beating me, so I'm staying champion. So nice promo to start the show. A-Star 99, a little bit different on the pay-per-view. He gets off to a strong start. Crowd hotter. My user character underperforms. We may get a bit of a pop boost. So on to the main show, and we start off with a pretty decent matchup. About that had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. We had Rusev defend and retain US Championship against Kofi Kingston, Adam Cole and Randy Orton, when Rusev won in 20 minutes and 49 with the accolade on Kofi, making his first defence of the US title. Kofi the weak link. He's had his title run. He's now, I'm afraid, going to be putting people over. That declining physical ability does seem to hamper him quite badly now. But irrespectively, a B plus 85 is pretty good. These feuds will come to an end pretty much in these next couple of weeks as we head on to our proper storylines over the summer months. So, key man there, Randy Orton, still doing the business at 41. But you can see there the declining physical ability there on Kofi. Interesting, he's younger than Randy, but it's happened quicker. So it does show it can be quite random when it happens. Standard Rusev celebrating the ring, doing his big celebration, these Ronaldo-like, yes, I'm the man type thing. So that's an A90, just showing how over Rusev is. Next up, we've just got a standard 4-way tag match, just really getting people on the card, and it was about that decent wrestling, but it didn't have much heat, and it saw the Revival pick up a win over the Authors of Pain, the Masters of Wrestling, and Shelton Benjamin and Sheamus in 1607, when Scott Dawson defeated Sheamus. The pinfall, P77, pretty standard there. Sheamus, unfortunately, is another one that's getting the physical decline, but I felt he'd be like a good addition. In the last couple of weeks, I've just had him on Smackdown, putting people over. It's just a nice solid pro to try and help develop stars. But you can see there, Shelton, surprisingly one of the best guys in terms of performance, which is good considering his age. Sheamus down at a 50, but the worrying one is Scott Dawson. I just don't seem to be able to get him over in any sort of way, but he continues to improve as a competitor, as both of the Authors of Pain do. You can see there, Shelton is the only one that didn't get the declining physical ability from the older guys in the match. Sheamus gets it, and stamina, which is worrying. Cesaro and Chris Hero, so whilst they're fine just now, you saw it, we've seen it, it's going to happen, it's going to take its toll over time, so we do need to start phasing these guys out and bringing in the new guard. But overall, happy with that. Next up, we're backstage, and the Revival decide to try and take out Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns just goes, nah, not having this, not having a bounty effectively placed on his head, and he decides to beat the crap out of them with a B80 with Roman looking real strong. Next up, we had the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. A decent matchup, a bit of filler, which sees Xavier Woods defeat Christopher Daniels in 14:33 with a hammerlock DDT. Fifth title defence for Xavier Woods. No plans to take the title off him just yet, so a B82, good matchup. Well, he's got a gimmick that's getting stale, so if I can quickly find my pen, which is always right next to me, I just need to make a written note of this because I will end up forgetting. So that is Xavier Woods, and that is gimmick. Sweet. We'll be keeping him as babyface, it'll just be a change up there. No skill improvements, and Daniel's getting the stamina and declining physical ability as well. After the match though, Woods is celebrating, and he's attacked by new superstar, fresh from developmental, Marcel Barthel. I don't know how they're quite going to pronounce that in NXT, obviously it's Axel Dieter Jr., but we'll go with his NXT name, and that is his main roster debut, attacking the Cruiserweight champion. So a B-72 there. I quickly go to changes, it's just going to show his gimmick as the chosen one, and that is great. After this though, we have Shane McMahon with Nigel McGuinness, naming us an authority figure. Now you're wondering, what is this segment all about? It gives a B79 rating. I just want to explain this just now. Basically, I got rid of NXT as a development company, I got rid of NXT Women, and I strictly just have Lucha Underground. With that being said, NXT, because the show got cancelled on our network, were then sued by the network. I don't know how the game managed that, which saw them in £45 million, or $1 million in this case, worth of debt. I've bought them over, but just so I could take the titles, which means I'm going to try, as I put out on Twitter, going to try and book 4 different shows, 4 different brands, although obviously you can only get 3 brands here. I've just changed it to a division. Basically, anybody that's under Young Lion division that I filtered out will be on NXT, so I'll have the NXT title, the NXT tag titles, and the NXT Women's Championship. So it'll be people that I don't predominantly put on pay-per-views that will get opportunities there. Just something, you know, like WWE done when they initially launched NXT. They relaunched the careers, you could say, at that time, of the likes of Cesaro, certainly. It certainly relaunched Tyson Kidd. So it's something I'm going to look to do here. So predominantly, as I say, I've noted down at least a couple of people that's going to be participating in that roster. Axel Jr. will definitely be there. Tyson Kidd's been rehired. Tyler Breeze will be rehired. He'll be taking part in it as well. And it's going to be using people like Courtney Stewart, who'll be now Isla Dawn. We'll change her name up. Aaliyah, Apollo Crews, Will Ospreay, Flamita, Akuma. People I haven't really been using on the pay-per-views, and people are wondering, well, where are these guys? They will get their chance to shine on the NXT show. So that was a cool wee thing to do, just a random brainwave I had one night. So yeah, we're going to go with that, and the GM will be Nigel McGuinness, because obviously we have Shane on Smackdown, Regal on Raw, and I don't think I've got a GM authority figure for the Women's Revolution show, but it's going pretty well anyway. So yeah, done that a little angle. Next up, we've got Jake Hager decides, I'm going to beat up Roman Reigns and get this bounty. He gets his ass kicked. A B+87. So Roman Reigns comes across as a star as someone else tries to beat him up. Next up, we've got a hype video, of course, for our newest signee that's been wrestling in the last couple of shows. We've just signed Tetsuya Naito, B78. So giving him a run on SmackDown. Obviously, quite cool to get him on SmackDown and Okada on Raw. And his matchup was good. It was a decent reaction from the audience. And he picks up the win over Grand Metalik in 13:50. Flying Splash. B80. There's no storyline attached to it. It's just, again, to give him some momentum. Grand Metalik with a far better performance. But unfortunately, with Naito, if I just click to the dirt sheet, also getting declining physical ability. So, any push we are going to have with Naito, we are going to do quite quickly. Because we don't want him, you know, declining poor matches. You saw how it's affected John Cena, and I feel like it's affected AJ Styles, and I don't want it to happen to Naito. Next up, talking of AJ Styles, the phenomenal one is in action. The underdog, I suppose you could say in this sense, in this feud with Braun Strowman, obviously defeating Braun at the last pay-per-view by I believe, count out disqualification anyway. It wasn't a pinfall anyway, but Braun gets his other opportunity to squash the bug. So B+, 88. Match itself, Braun Strowman defeats AJ Styles in 10:58 with Power Slam. Nice and simple. B- 75 way to protect AJ because he's over. He just doesn't have the stats that he would have in real life because he's aged now. You can tell there with the performance as well was pretty poor from AJ. But he gets all the negatives there. Stamina, declining physical ability. So we also made this the storytelling match on how much effect this was going to have on the show. And to make a cool wee thing, remember the new Wyatt family? When we took out Rowan and we brought in Baron Corbin? Luke Harper's back, so why not have Luke Harper, Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin, a bit of mutual respect, and free them absolutely destroy AJ Styles in an A90 segment. So Harper debuts a badass gimmick, initial rating of great, storyline was good, a couple of performances were good there. The only negative is he's still alienated by a lot of the locker room. So we'll manage that over time. I'll try and meddle with relationships to make them positive. But at the same time, weekly I'm probably going to have to give Luke Harper a bonus to keep him happy. But he is one of my more favourite guys to watch, as I say, in the WWE these days. So to get him back, I want to give him that one run because he honestly is absolutely so talented for someone at his size. So next up, just a little promo, just saying we're back, this aligns, and we're going to be more powerful than ever. So that's at 889. What could this mean for potentially the tag championships, potentially for the World Heavyweight Championship? Is Roman safe? Who knows? Next up, bit of an alliance here. The underappreciated, if I can get my words together, tag team of Murphy and Carol Anderson. Well, Carol managed to find an old friend in Fergal Devitt, and they decide the three of them gang up and they attack and beat down Roman Reigns. So B+ 88 is surely looking like Roman Reigns has no chance of defending his championship tonight. And interestingly, Murphy agrees that tonight for the tag team championships it's going to be the champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending against Carl Anderson and Fergal Devitt. So that could be interesting. Next up, hyping up our next matchup, Zack Sabre Jr. and Ricochet. B+ 88 for this promo. Debuts a new catchphrase. Wonder what that may be. Just the usual. Zack Sabre Jr. is all about submissions and technical wrestling. He ain't got time for flips. You know, and he thinks it's a disgrace that people just think, oh, this guy can do a flip or 10. Let's go cheer him. So if he was disrespected by the fans, he'll be aiming to stop the flight of the King of Flight, Ricochet. Match itself actually very disappointing. Only going to be 80, actually had high expectations for this. But a good matchup nonetheless as Ricochet defeats Zack Sabre Jr. in 1747 with a double moonsault. Potentially the match lasted too long with not being a slow build to the end. That may be a reason for that. It's two pretty decent performances. Storyline wasn't over. Well, that works as well. As I say, they've kind of been hit and miss together. So I'll take a bit of an acceptance on that for not booking it as great as it should have been. So next up, just confirming the togetherness of Fergal Devitt and Carl Anderson. They talk about their history, talk about, being like good brothers and that, and this is their chance to win the tag team championship. So 891, Carl Anderson, Berry's gimmick. Fergal Devitt is a real star. Nervous. I don't know how this is going to draw. We'll have the promo first, where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will hype it up. Cool. Anderson and Devitt's a bit of a change, but we're going to show, we are still the best tag team, going for a year-long reign as tag team champions. So that's at A94. And the match itself, sensational. Yes, that's what I wanted. About that had sensational wrestling and good heat. The team of Fergal Devitt and Carl Anderson defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in 29:40 when Fergal Devitt defeated Sami Zayn with the Shingatas, Prince's Throne. Fergal Devitt and Carl Anderson win the WWE Tag Team Championships. So at A-Star 95, very happy with that. Excellent chemistry for Devitt and Anderson, so that's quite cool to discover that. I didn't actually know that, so you obviously expect that with them being friends, but it's the first time I've paired them together in 5 years of this save. But anyway, Sami Zayn 96, Kevin Owens 100, Carl Anderson 91, Devitt with 100. Kevin Owens hinting at something. More on that down the line, but the storyline advances, gaining some heat. So overall, very happy. Major negatives here, just the announced work of The Undertaker and Sami Zayn. Reason, consistency. And after the matchup, a bit of a breakdown in communication with Sami and Kevin, as Kevin blaming Sami for the loss. Surely one loss doesn't mean the friendship's going to implode, does it? Who knows? 889, Kevin Owens came out it looking good. Next up, hyping up our main event then, triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Velveteen Dream, Jimmy Uso, and Roman Reigns. A-Star 100 for the Velveteen Dream. He's going to be the man that saves Smackdown Live from the demise of Roman Reigns. We've got another promo in here next. Nope, we're straight into the matchup. Superb matchup, and it's Roman Reigns who defeats Jimmy Uso in the Velveteen Dream in 33-20 when Roman Reigns defeats the Velveteen Dream by pinfall. Roman Reigns is still champ, makes his 4th title defence. Where the hell am I going with this storyline? Who knows? But A-Star 96, Roman again comes across really well in 95 with Velveteen, and in 88 for Jimmy Uso. He improves his technical skills. Negatives here, just the announced work of The Undertaker. Possibly psychology could have affected that a little bit. Not actually in terms of the dirt sheet, but because their stat wouldn't be as high as others that would probably have took that to like if you added a Brian in there or a Devitt, I think you get that a bit higher. Still exceptional, but I'm real happy with that. We end the show, Roman's posing with the belt, and Velveteen Dream and Jimmy Uso just beat the hell out of him. What the hell happens next? So A90 to end the show, and A-Star 96 show, and it increases our popularity in 40 regions. I'll be honest, I think it was a really good show. You know, if your main event delivers, you're halfway there. But pleased to know the likes of the tag title match, which has been built up, that division, well, top of division has been built up really well. So I always know I'm going to get a marquee match in that division as well. But things are looking good. And yeah, remains to be seen. Roman's contract expires soon. What do we do? Let's carry on anyway. So we'll go Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Fergal Devitt. Just the usual compliment and a good performance. So there we go. Keo pleased, Sami pleased, and Devitt pleased. So this will be the first month we do lose a bit of money. And as I say, that's because we had to pay all the debt of NXT, but we've got so much money in the bank, it didn't really mean anything. You know, it's not going to affect the company like WWE, and it ensured that I was getting those 3 title belts for NXT's debut in midweek. So let's just have a wee quick look here. NXTW, as I say, is its own company now, so it's nothing to do with me. See Dragon Gate looking at people, Iron Man, CM Punk. Overall, absolute success. So, alright, so still first in the US in our national battles, first in Canada, first in Mexico, and first in Japan. So overall, that's pretty damn good. Just a few things here we'll need to look at. Velveteen Dream, Carl Anderson doesn't take with the fans. Akam doesn't get it. Okay. 4,000 drug testing, 44.65 on TV. That's good to see. And then just a few other things. I can deal with them off stream or off video even. So we are heading in to Monday Night Raw. As I said, Roman Reigns' contract. 10 days. Am I going to take the title off him on video? Who knows? That pay-per-view seems to be moving forward. Until then, thanks for watching. Guess we'll see if there is anything happening. Money in the Bank. Stay tuned, and maybe a bonus episode for the debut show of NXT. Take it easy, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.